So like I said, we have important things to talk about. The beachwear is in the game. It is amazing day, distortion back, right? It's all good news. But the one thing everyone was waiting for, we have discussed this in Discord already, is the housing news. So this is not a blog post like we usually have from Guild Wars 2, but a was it GameStar or something? PC Gamer got an early access to the Homestead, where someone got a test account, so to speak, with Homestead access, and was able to get in there, take a look around, check out the decoration system, how you can place things, etc, etc, right? All the neat things that are supposed to be in this. There is he will say this as well, that it's still work in progress, so it's not like all finished, and it's not like the end version of like what we will get at the end of the day, but it is already very far like finished, right? There is some like cleaning up, I guess, but yeah, there is a voice to this. I hope the volume is fine. Listen to this. I have watched this already, so I will just pause at certain points and talk about what we're seeing. So tell me if this is too loud.
And this is an exclusive look at Homestead, the new player housing feature arriving in Guild Wars 2's next expansion, Janthea Wilds. ArenaNet calls Homestead the most player-friendly housing system in MMOs. Your home will exist as its own...
First of all, that's quite a statement. I wonder if this is true. It has definitely benefits compared to Final Fantasy XIV. But one quote-unquote downside is in Final Fantasy XIV, you actually do build the entire house, but your plots are somewhat limited in size. We will see this in a bit. This is a lot of space we will get, and you can indeed build houses. We'll get to this, but the a few of the buildings are just there right off the bat. They are done and finished, and you can design the interior. But yeah.
Instance, rather than being one of a limited number of plots in a larger district. So unlike a game like Final Fantasy XIV, you won't get the same neighborhood feel.
Yes.
But the benefits should be pretty obvious.
So something like this, right? This is already in there. This is not something you build. And also the house before. This is just in the game, but you do get a lot of space next to this. We will see this in a moment.
Lottery to claim your land, and there's no chance of getting it.
Everyone will just get it.
Regularly log into the game. Instead, you just get access to your homestead naturally during the campaign. ArenaNet didn't go into too much detail.
So it's just basically play the story, get your homestead, you're good to go, right? There's no betting, buying, any of that, right?
About the story of the new expansion, but your new home is related to its new faction, the Lowland Kodan. The aesthetic reflects their cozy cabin vibe.
I like this vibe actually a lot.
Player housing system.
Like this looks really cool. I like this.
Customize your space, but there are a couple of neat features built into the homestead. First off, they act as a sort of showroom for your in-game collection of skins and cosmetics. For this playtest, ArenaNet provided me with a preview account full of characters, all of them named after members of the PC Gamer team. Here they are now, just hanging out.
Nice.
In fact,
so this works. This is basically your old characters on the account, and the way this will work is these will only appear in your homestead if you were on this character in the homestead and then logged out. So if you park them in the aerodrome, they will not be in here. So you have to bring them to the homestead and leave them there and swap character, and then you come with another character, and then your previous one will be somewhere here and hang out, basically. That's how it works. So they are not around all the time. So your jumping puzzle, chest farm character or something, right, is not going to be here.
Any alts that you leave in the homestead will appear when you visit with another character. Up to 30 can sit around at a time. There's even a little cave.
I like this, how up to 30. A lot of people, like I don't even have 30 characters in total. So
we're here with a bunch more of them. Your mounts are here too. You can find them.
I like this a lot.
Stables, meaning you at last have a way to enjoy the fancy jackal skin that you got. because let's be honest, how often are you actually
Yes, I
using it in
agree.
the game?
I was so excited when I saw this. First of all, the stable is just nice, and we are living in a time of sky scales, and it's not like you're using your jackal or your bunny all the time, right? Sometimes you do, or when you do like the mount races and stuff like raptor races, or during Halloween jackal race, all that kind of stuff, right? Then you do get to use the mounts, of course, the skimmer maybe for underwater like travel, but so many people just sit on the sky scales and griffins these days because everything has verticality, which is flying everywhere now. So it's really nice, and I try to design my mounts personally, at least in a really cool way. So I will be very happy to see them all in here.
And you can pet the mounts. It's pretty cute.
Yeah.
If you hop on a mount, it leaves you stable, even if an alt was sitting on it. And if we head over here behind the lumber mill and over to
Yeah, this is even better. Look at
it's a
this.
small touch, but having a home for your mounts and vehicles is a nice shorthand for cementing this as your own personal space.
I like this. I like that it has water access, and you can actually drive through your homestead area.
The fun little aesthetic touch.
And also notice we have fishing nodes in here, so there is fishing content. The good news is it is freshwater fish, so it is the same fishing nodes. It's not new ones, not in the homestead at least, unless there are different ones somewhere else. But you can, if you are a fishing enjoyer, you can fish in your homestead in peace. I don't know how often they respawn, of course, right? But yeah.
Touches.
You don't have to, Napoleon, right? You don't have to fish.
All well and good. But one of my first questions when ArenaNet was explaining the homestead system was
Oh, this is really cool now with your home node.
Guild Wars 2 characters already have a little personal space for themselves. It's based in their starter cities, called a home instance. There's probably a bunch of players that have totally forgotten these even exist. But for some of us, it's a daily ritual to visit and gather materials from any resource nodes we've unlocked or purchased. All of those resources are now also available in your homestead, as are any of
I also like that they're just in the farm area already. They have a lot of space here. So I wonder, like this is just like normal plants. I wonder if they will add more nodes for other like cooking materials. I just want to say like cooking ingredients, because currently we have like peppers and flags, etc, etc. But you could have so much more, right? For things that you at the moment have to gather somewhere else. I wonder this for a reason. We see this in a moment when it comes to crafting. But yeah, I wonder if they leave this space and it like replaces this with nodes after a while. I just realized I still have the EyeTracker on. We'll just leave it on, I guess.
the cats you've discovered around the world are persuaded to move in with you. All of it just carries over. There's also a neat little new option that should make the gathering ritual a little less
this is the big one now.
If we head over to this box, there's just an auto-collect button.
Yeah.
And it instantly completes any node attached to that building. This function...
So this, the auto loot for the nodes in the certain areas is really cool. And apparently it is also considering your glyphs on harvesting tools. So I don't think it will use charges on gathering tools that are not infinite. But if you have any kind of glyphs somewhere on there for volatile magic or other things, you will get that as well, apparently. If not, that would be a little bit sad if you still had to harvest manually to get the benefit out of your glyphs. So I'm pretty sure they integrated this as well, which is really cool. It will speed up your daily harvesting significantly, and also for everyone else who joins the Homestead for this.
Won't be available.
So this is really cool.
ArenaNet plans to add it during one of the quarterly updates following the expansions release.
Oh yeah, this will be added later on. That's very important. So it's not going to be there immediately, but at some point they plan to add this, right? But I'll take it.
The resource nodes here are much more efficient than in some of the home instances, by which I mean the Grove. Over in this building, you will find the crafting bench that lets you create decorations.
So notice how this is a workbench, and I already said like a million times now, if they ever do housing Guild Wars 2, they have to do it like Final Fantasy 14 in terms of make people invest materials in some way, shape, or form. We have so many things on the trading post, and like on people's banks. They're just lying around. They're not good for anything. They need material things for this stuff, and they have to have some sort of crafting. So notice they have not introduced a new crafting profession, so you don't have to level something to like handiwork into level 500 or something. You just go to a workbench. It's a lot like Enshrouded or something, as you have played this recently, or any other survival game. You have a workbench, you go there, you have materials, you turn them into something. That's what it is. And oh, actually, I have to correct myself. It's Homestead. Okay, never mind. I just noticed this now. I take everything back and say the opposite. You have to level this. They made it very tiny and barely visible. Okay, so it is a profession, I guess. But nonetheless, it is a material sink, and you have to invest. You will show this now. All kinds of things into this.
The scribing profession used to decorate guild halls, but the benefit of that.
Also, the good news is there is so much variety to this, and these are things that everyone has on the bank. Like, you don't have to go and buy this in huge chunks or something. Like, this is going to be so free to level this.
It's going to be a lot cheaper to craft items. You will need to convert some of your materials.
I can't get over the fact that I just didn't see the small text in the top of the progression, but yeah, whatever. And now we have the bonus materials, so to speak. You have to turn all kinds of normal standard materials into a homestead fiber thingy and a homestead wooden, etc., etc. So this is your material sink, basically. You have to convert all kinds of currently worthless things. I can imagine the prices will go up. According to, like, people will of course hoard these things, right? You can see this in the video. What you would need to convert for your fiber trading, I guess. There's similar things for wood and ores. But yeah, this is the one of the material things, basically, right?
Into a new homestead crafting resource, and then combine it with some other resources to add that decoration to your library. I should say here.
Oh wait, was this account bound? Yes. Okay, this is account bound. So you can't just like convert things and then sell this. That's not a thing.
To your library. I should say here, this is an early development build I'm playing, so there are a bunch of placeholder icons and text throughout the build. Don't worry if you see.
You even have like tier 4 or 5 materials, all kinds of cloths, ores, woods, right? It's like all in there. And those are things everyone has. So again, this will be so free to level up.
A little digging sign. Homestead crafting won't be tied to crafting XP at all. Instead, you'll unlock more advanced levels through the mastery system by earning experience in the expansion's new maps. Over 300 decorative items will be available when Janthia Wilds launches, with ArenaNet saying more will be added through festivals and quarterly updates to follow.
There you go. And now we go to the placing.
800 decorations that will be craftable by the end of the expansion's update cycle. The majority of these will be earned in-game, although
I like also that there's festival content. So at the moment we have guild hall decorations during festivals. They will add homestead decorations as well.
But yes, some will be exclusive to the Black Lion Gem Store. ArenaNet stressed to me any decoration.
Oh, festival currencies will go through the roof. Because of this, of course. I don't know how expensive they will be, but everyone will want to decorate their homestead with something from a festival. So I can tell you already, the festival currencies, jawbreakers and other things will go up, very likely. So look out for that.
Bought either with real money or by converting.
I like that you can place this. So first of all, you can tell that they hired someone from Sims 4. This is very much Sims 4. You can place things up, down, right, left, right. You can resize models as well. You can make them super, super big or really teeny tiny small. Which is really cool.
Copies of that item to place automatically, and also a recipe so you can craft as many of that item as you want in the future. If you've tried decorating a guild hall in the game, you'll know it's currently pretty basic. You grab a decoration, place it on the map, maybe spin it around a bit. Really, that's it. For homesteads, the entire decoration system has had a pretty major overhaul.
Yeah, I can tell.
Dropped me into a homestead that one of the developers.
Oh, now we get to the building part.
Rather than a static prop, these houses over here are built from various floor tiles that have been repurposed as walls and roofing. The same with this lighthouse.
So they basically took floor tiles and turned them sideways and made them to walls, or like diagonally to make them roofs. And so these are actually built. This is not the most sophisticated building system in the universe, but it is pretty neat, and you can start with something very basic like this. There's going to be an advanced example as well in a moment. And yeah, it's actually interesting.
The same with this lighthouse.
Like this, for example, right? This is quite something, I have to say.
Created from lots of individual pieces all fitted together. Now when you go to place a piece and realize, oh god, that's way too big, you've got some options to turn it into what you want. There's multiple skills on the menu that let you change the position, the rotation, the scale of the item.
Let's go.
Decorations can even be moved into the ground or into the air or into each other. So with a little work and creativity, you can make it fit your needs. It's a pretty robust set of tools.
I have to go back also to the tower. So the tower is very important for a reason, because where is it? There we go. So the tower is very important for a reason, because it means there is not just a lot of space, like a plane you can build on, but also it means you can build really, really high. There is I mean, there will be a limit to this, I'm sure, but you can build quite high, and that is very interesting because we have at the moment beta racing tracks in the guild halls. I know that Willow and other people are flying around in the guild halls, especially the one in Path of Fire, I believe. So what you can do, you can basically just build yourself a really high tower in your homestead as a starting point with like a staircase or whatever. Go up there and start your griffin flying. You can build yourself little obstacles. For our griffin friends from Wing, this is going to be amazing. They can build themselves little obstacles, a little parcours. They can fly through with their griffins. They can do little beetle racing tracks as well, up, down, left, right, spiraling across the map, whatever it may be. They can basically transfer whatever they're already doing in the guild hall into this. Darajin said he wanted to make a jumping puzzle in his homestead, so you can even make yourself a jumping puzzle. You can go with something like Up, the Up game, where it's just like a bunch of random items you have to jump up into space, basically. You can make something like that if you care to, because you have a certain amount of verticality there, which is really cool. I don't know, you can probably cheese this with, since you can fly and glide and whatnot, but right, if you have fun with jumping puzzles, you can make yourself a jumping puzzle and like build yourself a tower and then like a little, like your own puzzle to get to the top or something.
Created from lots of individual pieces all fitted together. Now when you go to place a piece and realize, oh god, that's way too big, you've got some options to turn it into what you want. There's multiple skills on the menu that let you change the position, the rotation, the scale of the item. Decorations can even be moved into the ground or into the air or into
this is so cool.
So with a little
I don't know what I was expecting, but it was not this, and that's really cool.
You can make it fit your needs. It's a pretty robust set of tools. You can even realign the pop-up arrows to be pointed at the map's global X and Y axis or locally based on the way the decoration is facing. And you can copy the scale.
I just realized how you're moving things and turning things. Like there is a skill bar down here, you can see it. How they just utilize the toolbars, the ability system for this.
Of your last placed items, so you can more easily reuse tiles when you need to put a lot of them together for a desired effect. Even once they're placed, you can switch over to the modification menu and adjust any existing item, giving you some power to
drink something. 1 second.
After the fact. There's even a new X-ray vision mode, so that you
this is also really cool.
Into the floor.
Imagine losing something now.
And you can see a glowing item, even if it's through
Praise Joko.
And lets you remove it more easily. Also, if you just need a different perspective while you're creating, just turn into a bee. I'm not the type of
bee
person
mode.
Deep on creating some grand
Bee to bee.
Build, but Even so, I had a lot of fun just messing around with the tools. Guild Wars 2's world map has expanded a lot over the last decade, so there's already a pretty broad set of decorations.
I wouldn't be surprised, Taya, if they actually use the Jade bot system for this. And you just become the Jade bot in a bee skin. I wouldn't be surprised if this is actually what it is.
Regions and aesthetics. And it's kind of fun to experiment with what's there, even if the result is just some garish drag.
Still no photo mode. The thing is, maybe you can just go first person mode as a bee, and then you kind of have a photo mode, so to speak, right? You're not having yourself in the picture anymore.
Statue barfing rainbows.
So you have at least have it in the homestead. I'm sorry for pausing so much.
There are also a couple of new types of decoration. I really like these armor stands, which let you create a statue of your character.
Yeah,
it down,
for the fashion gamers.
You copy what you're currently wearing, and then you can set it to one of a number of fun poses. It feels like a fitting way to honor the true end game of Guild Wars 2 fashion. There's a matching weapon stand too, so if you
EyeTracker before
reminders of the many hours you spent crafting legendaries.
I like this as well for everyone who has like a really awesome skin. So the thing is, we can't use all our cool skins all the time, right? And if you have something that you're really proud of, your first legendary or something, right, you can just put this in here. That's really neat.
You're good. Naturally, if you're going to show off your collection, you'll need to invite your friends along. And while they're there, if you trust them...
Oh, there's also the garden plots. I believe these are also from the home. I wonder if this is the same or if it's just new ones, but these look like the garden plots from the home instance. I don't know.
You can let them decorate your homestead too. There's a special permission in the menu that turns on group decorating, but it does mean that they'll have access to your library and can just place and modify things around the map. Overall, I'm impressed with what I've seen. Player housing is one of the...
This is very interesting as well. So I know in Final Fantasy 14 there is a huge market for people that build other people's houses. Because let's be honest, not everyone is like a housing wizard or something. You can not everyone can build like super creative, cool things, and so there are house designers in Final Fantasy 14 that make a crap load of money with designing other people's houses, and this is basically enabling the same thing in Guild Wars 2. Because you can invite someone to your homestead and give them access to your decorations and just go, okay, this is my homestead, this is what I got. Do your magic, right? And then maybe you give them a little something as a reward, right? That's open for the players, of course, to figure out. Or they just do it as a guild project together or something. I don't know. But that was the first thing that came to my mind. Because we know this already from Final Fantasy 14 being a thing.
Bigger features on the community's wish list, and the toolset here should let more artistic players create some really cool, surprising builds. It's certainly a huge improvement over what's currently in the game. Although, if you are a decorator looking on in Envy, Anet did say that the new decoration skills and placement options are going to be ported over to guild halls too. Really, for me, it's the smaller touches that I'm most excited about. A hangout for my ults, a stable for my mounts, and the ability to show off the weapons and items that I've spent time creating. I'm probably not going to spend hours painstakingly creating an entire village from the ground up, but I love the idea of having a space that celebrates.
I can totally imagine this for myself as a little side project, like designing this, especially if you can place flowers. I would like to have this a little bit greener, a little bit flowery in certain corners and stuff. Make myself maybe a little park corner to just like hang out, be AFK, and if we have something to talk about on stream, maybe we place a bench or some chairs and we just like hang out there while we like debate stuff and have like any hot takes to tackle or something.
Whether that's through decorations that recognize some big end game accomplishment, or just a massive statue that shows off some cool armor that I spent ages.
I'm not gonna lie, the houses look very basic at the moment with the floor tiles reused, but it's still kind of neat. It's a good start.
Here's crafting. Guild Wars 2 players will be able to get their own homestead on August 20 when Janthia Wilds releases.
Yeah. So this is really cool. I have to say this is much more than I was expecting when I said housing, because I almost thought it's going to be a house and you can decorate the inside. But we got a stable now, we have our little docking place for our skiff, we have an actual mine with the ore nodes in there, there's a little foresty area, You have the working bench, leveling is via mastery. There is a materials thing. You can get rid of all your stuff and turn them into something really cool and useful and beautiful. You can design this alone with your friends. You can make a guild project. You can make jumping puzzles in there, griffing flying obstacles, beast rating tracks. You can just make it like all green, and you can make your own like just garden basically you want to hang out in if you just want to relax and chill. Fishing is a thing, right? You can do all kinds of things. You can showcase all your achievements, accomplishments, the armors, the weapons, your old characters that you maybe don't play all that much. You get to see them if you park them in here. I have to say, this is really, really cool. This is like much more than I was expecting. I see that this is like, of course, not finished, and I really hope they expand on this. I like that they want to transfer this into guild halls as well. The design system, how you decorate your guild halls, even though I'm not like the guild hall guy anyway, but some people will be very happy about this because they can basically improve what they already have going on anyway. So that's going to be awesome. Yeah, I like the flair, I like the scenery, again, I hope they add more nodes as well, right? So we get this stuff replaced with maybe some more ingredients you can harvest. I like the overall vibe. Where is it? I was clicking to, there we go. Like, yeah, this is for me, basically. I like this a lot. I know I'm not gonna be there like all the time, but I know already I'll be very happy whenever I am. Instant harvesting is very popular. Yes, for everyone who's just caring for daily material farm, this is like the best thing ever, I guess. But yeah, I'm very excited. I hope we get more news at some point, right? Because this was just a very early preview. But yeah, the feedback so far was very positive, and I can only agree with that. Can I go up? My mouse wheel is still broken. Hooray. But yeah, let me know what you think. And then we're gonna, of course, talk about everything else that will be added to this by Anet in blog posts or elsewhere.